thousands of Moroccans have opted to stay outdoors for a second night. This was them having to sleep on the streets as they fear aftershocks from the earthquake that hit on Friday. Now, more than 2,000 people have been confirmed dead, thousands more injured. Authorities say the most casualties are from the town of Marrakesh. It's expected that the death toll will now rise as search teams dig through rubble for more bodies and survivors. We're going to be joined by correspondent Alex Cadier for more. Good afternoon, Alex. Perhaps you could give us an update as to the situation. What is it like on your end? What's the latest emerging?
Well, you still have a sense in Marrakesh that there is a city on eggshells, worried about aftershocks, but actually slowly returning to business as usual. When we arrived here this morning, there was still a lot of rubble in front of that mosque. As you see, the tower, which was 3 meters above the roof, has collapsed onto a pickup truck below it. There was a lot of rubble this morning. That's all been cleared. We saw a visit from the head of the Moroccan police, who came to survey the damage as well. So Marrakesh moving very quickly to survey the damage, to do repairs, and to move forward as quickly as possible. Now, the picture about an hour and a half, 2 hours south of here is a lot more complicated. Those are small villages up in the mountains, through narrow roads in rural areas that are much harder to get to. Now, the latest we understand is that the authorities have managed to get there, but are just starting to clear that rubble and look for survivors. So that will take a lot longer. So that is the kind of medium term, clearing that rubble, finding survivors, and almost certainly finding more people who have lost their lives very tragically. So that is the priority for the government. And then there'll be about the reconstruction of heritage sites like the Red Wall around Marrakesh and other UNESCO protected sites in this city.
No, absolutely. Alex, thank you for that. Perhaps you could also speak to whether the Moroccan government has started asking for help. Any information on that front? What are the immediate needs from the citizens?
Well, the immediate need will be healthcare, shelter. Those are the two main things, and safe shelter. That is really the concern for people living in Marrakesh. You can see them lining the streets, sleeping in the streets, sleeping on the floor, sleeping in parks because they don't feel safe to return to their homes. That is a really big concern for people who, even if they haven't lost their homes or hasn't had any significant damage, they are concerned about going home, and that's a real problem for them. Now, the international help has been offered very quickly, but the requests from Morocco have trickled in. We know that France is still waiting on a request, even though they're ready to help. Spain has received an official request from Morocco, so it's a slower process, a trickle from the Moroccan government, but they are themselves setting up field hospitals. The Moroccan military has been ordered by the king to set up a field hospital for those victims of the earthquakes, and of course Marrakesh here will be the big health hub. The hospitals in this city will be taking in an influx of all these patients coming from those hard-hit remote areas. So it's very fluid at the moment, and certainly a very strong response from the Moroccan government, who will almost certainly ask for more help from its international partners.
Alex, let me wrap up just very quickly. Have the authorities said anything about potential aftershocks or new tremors emerging?
Well, there's a fear of that. There have been some reports, some residents of Marrakesh saying they felt some tremors last night. That is something that they will be thinking about, and also a big reason why these people are staying in the streets at the moment. They don't feel safe, as I mentioned, in their homes. We've heard from officials, because of Morocco's very long coastline, that there is no risk of tsunami, for example, which would follow an earthquake of this size in other places in the world. So it's a fear, it's a concern. At the moment, there's no official line saying that there is a risk of an aftershock, but it's an earthquake, and it's not entirely easy to predict what the next few hours will hold. But certainly in the mood in Marrakesh and in the reaction from people who live here, you can tell that they are worried about it and will be worried about it for the next few days.
Alex Cadier, thank you for that update.